Welcome back to the Great Give Radiothon at WNHH-FM. I'm Paul Bass, and we're spending these 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday, helping the great nonprofits of New Haven raise what we hope will be a total of $1.5 million from the grassroots in a fun competition sponsored by the Community Foundation for Greater New Haven. In the background, I'm going to let the guest in the studio right now tell you what you're hearing in the background. His name is James Sinclair. He runs the New Haven Symphony Orchestra. Oh, you don't run it. You're the conductor.
I run it, but it's Orchestra New England.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my God. I'm sorry.
Wrong. Oop.
Harry, you got to fix that. Orchestra New England. I'm so
Hello.
sorry. I'm so sorry. And what are we listening to, Mr. Sinclair?
A recent cut from a March concert where Orchestra New England celebrated its 44th birthday and performed works that we had commissioned in the past, plus some new things that were to celebrate with. Oh, well, it covered hide and knives, everything. But this is Pat Smith playing xylophone in the finale of a piece
great.
called Kaleidoscope by the late Bill Ryden, who wrote lots of jazz or ragtime-influenced music.
So the Orchestra New England, I'm so sorry that we mislabeled one. I really
Well,
apologize
that's the
for that.
wonderful thing about New Haven is how many great not-for-profit institutions there are, a plus for the life of the town, a burden for the support of those
Yeah.
groups. And it's terrific today that there's this tremendous focus on the support of not-for-profit groups in New Haven, including Orchestra
New England. And we apologize for the fifth time and counting for getting that wrong. And there are 488 nonprofits working together to raise money. We do this once a year. And the way you can give money to Orchestra New England, and if you feel like it, to the WNHH Radio, we're not-for-profit, is you go to thegreatgive.org. You go on online. Don't forget the word thegreatgive.org. And you just type in Orchestra New England or WNHH. And 486 other great groups that can use your money. And there's prize money, matching money, and we all rise together. James Sinclair, you've been around a long time.
Yeah.
How long?
Pushing 71 years. I've been in town since 1972.
Wow.
And Orchestra New England was founded in 1974. It was a Yale project to premiere works of Charles Ives in that centenary year for Ives' birth. And it had such excitement around it. It had legs, it had wheels, and it just kept going. We made a transition from a student group. I had faculty members in it as well. From a Yale group to an independent group, much like Long Wharf spun out or the New Haven Symphony itself back in 1894. These things benefit greatly by the dominant not-for-profit in town, which doesn't need your donations
You know, it's
today.
interesting. I never thought of Orchestra New England as Yale.
It was.
And were you involved from the beginning?
Yes, right. I
Were you the founder?
and conductor, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So how many years has it been?
44 years this spring, and next season will be our 45th season.
So you've stuck with the same project for 44 years.
I'm sure I'm garnering some kind of unusual record. I don't know
I can't tell you how much
that
I
it ranks
respect
with
that.
Guinness, but it's up there.
Yeah, but I mean, nowadays we move so quickly from
Yes,
one gig to
you
another.
see, I came to town because Yale had Charles Ives' papers, and I was completely enthralled with Charles Ives' life and music, and that keeps me here.
And what is it about Charles Ives? Why is he?
Well, Charles Ives is simply a very, very great human being, and the music he turned out reflected that, and I got that spirit from his music. It's very American. It's very important in the history of music. He certainly ranks in the top of the composers ever in America. Even take it financially, the top four composers in the classical field of America are Copland, Bernstein, Gershwin, and Charles Ives.
And so nowadays, Orchestra New England, how's it grown over those 44 years that you separated as a Yale spinoff?
Yes, well, it became professional, and it grew most in the 1980s. Tremendous support from SNET. Ironically,
You mentioned the name Van Sinderen.
yes.
When we used to
Ironically,
run
years
SNET.
later, I married the
Years later?
CEO's
The former CEO.
the CEO's daughter. Yes,
Wow.
but back then the SNET simply saw that Orchestra New England could bring portability. We're not a large fat orchestra. We're a small lean operation that has done a great deal of performing all over New England and half of the towns in Connecticut, which is to say a lot, 80.
Well, Peg Olivera writes on Facebook, wow, Sinclair was the founding conductor of NSO. I should.
ONE.
ONE. That was our typo.
Yeah, you're.
My hero. I hope I'm with 108 Monkeys. That's her group in 45 years. I feel
wow.
the same way you do, Peg.
Yes.
That somebody cares about something so much and nurtures a local organization to stay that long.
It takes dedication.
Were there ever times when you felt like, okay, enough with Eyes, I'm going to go to Cafe 9 and just rock out and do some
yes,
Dylan
I'll
songs?
go to Cafe 9 anytime. But but I wouldn't abandon Knives. I am doing scholarly editorial work when I'm not on the podium conducting, and that is getting the complete works of Charles Ives edited in new scholarly editions to give the publishers a better sellable item.
So ONE professionalized, became a real lasting institution in this community. How often a year do you perform?
About half dozen times a year these days. We've downsized the number of performances just to fit with the 2008 collapse of the economy, and would like to offer yet more. We do, however, have a lot of expansion going with underprivileged kids and including them in a growth program in music. So our educational outreach is what is truly growing and deserves support.
Great. And what do you play? Just Ives music or no?
No. It's everything from Bach, even before Bach, through to works that we have commissioned right now.
What's the umbrella? How would you describe the music you do?
Eclectic, but it's largely, I would say, it's classical. That Haydn, Mozart, Beethoven are the heart of that. But we do a great deal of fun music, like the tune you just heard there with the xylophone rattling away.
Yeah,
the audience absolutely went bonkers for that piece.
I can see why.
Yeah.
And so, how do you keep it fresh, James Sinclair? 44 years being the conductor of Orchestra England. How do you keep going for 44 years and still say, I can't wait to? I see what you're saying about branching out and doing more education in the community. That gives you a new challenge, and that's always fresh. But how do you get back up there on stage for 44 years in one community and continue to be excited to do it?
Well, I think you'd get from anybody in the arts that it's your life, it's your joy. You wake up in the morning just wanting another chance to perform another piece. And I love entertaining. I love having people happy. I like to see people get joy, emotion and power from musical performance. That can happen at the theater. That can happen watching.
And I always feel lucky because I work in nonprofit. And this is always a lift to raise the money. You feel lucky that you get to do something you believe in.
Yes, indeed. It drives life. I think it's fantastic.
And what do you believe in doing doing Orchestra New England and doing the papers of Charles Ives? What value are you living? Why do you believe in it so much?
Well, with the Ives work, it's leaving a legacy that is long beyond me. He composed this great music. It deserves to have excellent materials for performance and appreciation. And with the lively arts and live performance, it's much more that experience there in that moment of sharing with an audience, of preparing something wonderful and having it dazzle the audience, move the audience. It's the role of any lively arts to.
And what kind of community we have if we didn't have this rich arts scene?
Sorry,
what would our lives be like here without rich arts scene?
Oh my goodness! I was just going to name a town, but no, we wouldn't be. New Haven will always be a charming place, but the downtown is concentrated with fantastic restaurants, fantastic performing groups, and wonderful galleries. It's absolutely extraordinary. I fell in love with New Haven when I walked across the green in August 1972.
For me, it was 78.
And 1972 was about the nadir. There was junk all over the green because there was no bottle law that put a value on it. So now it automatically cleans itself up. There were, it felt like tumbleweed was rolling down Chapel Street. But the Renaissance in the early 80s, God bless Joel Schiavone.
I even felt in the 70s. I thought it was really a great place to be.
Yes, I absolutely did. But the quality of upkeep and everything really turned around in the early 80s. And nowadays, it's just a European city.
I want to ask you, that's true, yeah. James Sinclair, tell me about a moment in the last year where you, in running Orchestra New England, where something happened, you said, this is why I still do it, and this is why it's still going strong, and this is why people should support it.
Wow. It happens in a sense every day, but I go back to a kind of a flagship event for us every year. In the weekend after Thanksgiving, we do the Colonial Concert, which is an earnest attempt to bring back the experience of going to a concert back in 1780.
You did those in the 80s, didn't you? Because I remember the
yes.
newspaper getting
Started
your
in
photo
yeah.
dressed up in period.
Started in 1980. So we're on the, I don't know, 39th iteration, I guess, this coming November. And the audience comes so anticipatory of the experience. Of course, the music is delightful. It's Handel and Haydn and Bach and Mozart and everything they love. But it's all in costume, and it's a transformative experience. Visually, it's like theater, and it has comedy. Things were so chaotic at concerts in those days. We don't try to create the chaos. That would be really annoying, but we do infuse the humor and put, it's a little like going to a Gilbert and Sullivan where you hear current political comments thrown into the old show. We do that, you know. It may be a 1787 concert, but all the remarks are obviously resonate with current things going on in America.
Well, James Sinclair, my hat's off to you, or my yarmulke. 44 years going strong at Orchestra New England. I think you got a lot of years left at you. I have no doubt about
Well,
this.
I think we'll do the 50th anniversary of the orchestra with me.
Oh, no doubt about it. So let's help you get there.
Please do
I think what
that.
everyone would like to do just right now,
Yep.
online, thegreatgive.org. Don't forget the. Type in Orchestra New England. Send them some love in the form of some money. One form of many forms of love. In some forms. Help us get there on The Great Give. And we're going to take a little break. James Sinclair, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Paul. And
we're going to be right back with the very patiently waiting.
They should also support this station, 103.5.
Yeah, 103.5.
Help.
Yep. If you type in WNHH, you can give us some dollars too, and we're all going to rise together. And after this break, we're going to be back at the Great Give Radiothon with the volunteer caregivers of New Haven. Sit tight, folks. A lot of love to come.